What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So we got a little bit of a cool one for you today. We're gonna be reviewing the new Hot Wheels Legends car pack from Forza Horizon 4. I'm actually pretty excited about this. I wasn't fully planning on buying it, but you know, it got released and I kind of just sent it. So I actually explained it in the Series 32 video. This is a pack you have to buy separately. So if you guys do have that Ultimate Edition, I know you would think that that means that you get all the extra add-ons with the game, but that is not how that works. You have to buy this for $9.99, $10 USD. It gives you 6 cars. They're very cool cars, at least. The 2 Jet Z, which I explained all this in Series 32, but I'll go over it again since it's a whole new review. The 2 Jet Z is pretty much like a jet, and it has a 2JZ engine, so that's very cool. I'm probably gonna keep that the way that it is. The Studebaker, which pretty much just a really weird looking downward slanted car. The Chevrolet Love, it's got a back engine like all the way in the truck bed. I think it's gonna be a really cool, fun car. Nash Metropolitan was kind of like the show pony of the pack. It's kind of their front cover car. It's got the big dice on the hood. It's really cool. It just really embodies that Hot Wheels feel. The Ford F5 dually. This is pretty much just another rat rod, like rip rod type of ordeal. I mean, there's already cars in the game, especially Hot Wheels cars that are pretty similar to this. There's 2 of them that are like that. And then the International Harvester, which is basically like that big Mercedes truck or the big Volkswagen truck, but retro, so like an older style. And yeah, we're gonna jump into it. I'm gonna basically show you guys real quick all the upgrades you can do and do a little test drive on all of them, and let you guys know my opinions on all these cars. So let's jump right into it. Start out, we're going to jump into the 2 Jet Z. Obviously, there's probably some libraries that are already made for it that don't have too many downloads yet, as you can see here. Let's go into the upgrades. This one's gonna be cool in the upgrade department. He's got the 2JZ stock and then a V8. I don't think I'm gonna be throwing a V8 in there if this has a 2JZ. All-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive. I feel like this would be better all-wheel drive, but I do like to drift pretty much everything, so I would imagine I make this into a drift build at some point. That's kind of just how I am, but we'll run through and grab some upgrades for this if I could click 3rd time's the charm. We'll max this thing out and see how much horsepower we can get into it. There we go. Let's actually see where it's at right now. 1300 horsepower already. Let's try to drop some of this stuff on there. I'll kind of build it the way I build a lot of cars. I'm not really good at building race cars or anything like that. I don't think it really needs a roll cage, to be honest. The 1300 horsepower basically jet doesn't need a roll cage. Yeah. Who needs safety? It's only game. Tires. I'm kind of just gonna. Ooh, this probably look funny with these super big honking tires on here. We'll try that out. We'll keep the Hot Wheels wheels on. That just looks weird. Alright, we'll back out. We'll try to just drive this stack with no tuner to see how it feels and get a good feel for it real quick. Give you guys a little test drive of what it's like fully upgraded. So I should have drove it without upgrading it. We'll do that with the rest of the cars. Should have drove without upgrading it first and then upgraded it. Here's a little interior look. We'll look at the outside of it. Oh yeah, that's a 2JZ. Very cool looking car. Okay, so it already wants to slide. That's good. Well, I could definitely see this car drifting already, considering it kind of already is. It has just about 0 grip. Nice. Nice. Very cool car. Very fun. Sounds good, obviously. It's fast. It has 0 grip, but that's probably my own fault with the upgrades. We're gonna have to tune this into a really cool drift car, that's for sure. it's a blast. I mean, I'm sure once you honestly get this thing tuned correctly, it might actually be really good at racing too, because it is fast having that 2JZ, and it's probably very light. Very cool car. I like it a lot. Definitely needs some work in the tuning department, but it is a fun car. Very orange tint on the inside. Jeez. I think maybe they I think maybe the design tinted it orange. I'm not sure. It's fast, man, that's for sure. You would expect that with a 2JZ though, because you can get supers and stuff up to 280 miles an hour. All right, let's jump in here and grab the next DLC car and see how it is. Go for the Chevy Love. Love. I know some people are gonna say, oh, LUV, love. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. I'll call it what I like. Check out the upgrades on this real quick. Okay, normal stuff. Let's see what kind of engine upgrades we got. Okay, V8, V10, racing V8. Alright, well, we'll throw the racing V8 in there just for fun. We'll go all-wheel drive because the last car is a little slidey for me. Positive displacement supercharger. If you know me, you know that's my favorite. Love using superchargers, especially in this game. Let's upgrade everything a little bit. There we go. I think this thing's gonna be a blast, to be honest. I think it's gonna be very fun. We'll put a roll cage in this time. Oh, it looks interesting, to say the least. The roll cage definitely looks weird, but I just want to see. I want to see if the drive's a little bit different. Oh, what's going on over here? Oh, yes. Let's go. Oh, I didn't put good tires on the last one. That might have helped if I put some race tires or something on it. We'll swap all this to like a drift build or something like that at some point, because you know we drift everything here. So this will likely end up being a drift build, as will all the other cars. I mean, honestly, I probably just might start releasing maybe all the Hot Wheels cars in a drift build series. So if you guys haven't checked that out, go check out my drift build series. I think we're on episode 9 of the series or something like that, and we're gonna probably just run through all 6 of these cars in the drift build series, so all of you guys get to see how those cars get built into drift cars. It's a cool car. First person looks as you figure it might. It might be fun to make race cars and drift cars out of all of these. Let's actually check out the horsepower real quick. I know these videos are kind of all over the place. It's hard to structure stuff like this, you know what I mean? It's definitely weird to make reviews and stuff, especially if you haven't been doing reviews forever. Like that's not like a a main topic on my channel. It's something that I figured that I provide you guys with the information. You guys could do with that what you want to do with that. You know what I mean? Give you a little sneak peek of what these cars are like right out of the gate. Okay, so this one's definitely a lot more grippy, which I figured. We'll take her over to the drag strip real quick. It's not a drag build or anything like that, but this just seems like a car that maybe could be. I don't know. Good timing on the lights. It could be faster. I mean, 1300 horsepower is 1300 horsepower, but I don't think, to be honest, that this truck's gonna be anything special. I think it's just a fun, cool looking car, and especially with the engine coming out of the back like that. I think it's just one of those really cool, nostalgic looking cars that just really, like I said, embodies that whole Hot Wheels look and feel. So it's fun. I don't think it's like the cream of the crop of the Hot Wheels Legends bundle, and I don't think it's like that. I don't think it's that crazy different from a lot of the cars that are in this pack. I think the 2JZ is going to be a big one. I think the super engine is kind of what sells that and what makes that really, really fun and a really, really enjoyable car. And so far, like I said, I already like how it feels. I think it's going to be a really good race car and a really good drift car. This is basically kind of like a glorified truck, to be honest. A little bit smaller, obviously a little more compact. Looks fun and cool, but I don't think it's going to be that huge of a deal. And the problem, I know a lot of you guys come to my channel for like money making tips and things of that nature. The problem you're going to see, especially with a lot of these cars, like an issue that's going to arise is it's not going to make any money because since they're DLC cars, I mean, I imagine, I'm pretty sure you could sell pretty much all DLC cars, I would think. But they don't ever go for much money, you know what I mean? Like, you can collect your Formula Drift cars from the Formula Drift pack and post them up, but only people with DLC can buy them, and they're not really worth anything because anybody who's able to buy them can get them for free from the pack. So those cars never actually end up having any type of actual value. But anyways, let's hop into the Studebaker right now. So let's jump straight into the upgrades on this puppy. Cool little paint job for it. I don't mind this at all. Might stick with that actually. V8. I'm not really huge on V10s, but we'll put a V10 in just for, you know, the video. We'll do all-wheel drive again just so I can actually drive it around without doing donuts like the 2JZ or 2JetZ. I'm gonna call it 2JZ all the time. So just get used to that, all right? I'm definitely gonna get confused. I'm an old man. I'm like 22 now, so I'm getting up there. Let's see. Go through and max everything out. This one actually has a lot more upgrades than the last two. The last two have been very dialed back in the upgrade category, but this one seems like it's got a lot going on. A lot more than a little bit less in this cat. Wow, that got really low. So that obviously goes higher if you do rally, and then really slammed for drift because of the way the car's angled. Threw the roll cage on there just for the heck of it. Man, that front end's gotta be dragging. There's no way that we drive that around that doesn't touch the pavement a little bit. Put some race tires on for now. Like I said, we are gonna make drift builds for these. I'm gonna add these to the entire drift build series and stuff like that, and you guys are gonna get to see them completely, you know, sliding around and good stuff. Okay, so a little dovetail. Nothing that I want to put on there. You kind of got to respect the way these cars look as they are, and I don't think there is a lot of customization so far on the last three. There hasn't been much customization at all. So I was gonna say I don't think we should customize these too much because, you know, that kind of defeats the purpose of the style that it already has. But like I said, I don't really think you can customize them, to be honest. Yeah, really cool looking car. I actually really like this one. I'm not big on that V10 sound at all. It does have a V8, which sounds a whole lot better than the V10. Grippy, as I intended to slightly make it.
You have arrived at your destination.
Okay, very grippy. Could definitely use a little bit more oversteer. Let's take a look at the horsepower for you guys real quick. 1100 horsepower, 3600 pounds. So this car is a little bit heavier and has less horsepower. That means of a car that I thought was actually going to be a little bit more cool. It seems this might be like a fun drift build, but I don't think this is going to be a type of car that you would race, even though at first I thought it would. It's a little bit heavier. It's about normal weight for a lot of cars, and doesn't seem that fast. That being said, on lower builds with more like rally tuned upgrades and stuff like that, it might be better. It might be a really good off-road car. You never know. It does have rally springs, so putting some rally springs on it or something like that. I'm sure this may not be too bad of a off-roader. It does have a little bit slow acceleration, but everything's subject to change with tuning and stuff like that. Drives really well. Looks really cool. Definitely catches your eye. Really fun car. I really like this one. The front end is bugging my OCD, very bad, like severely. I don't really like what's going on there on that front end. Stress. Anyways, yeah, I still put 2JetZ at the top of the list right now. I don't know if that's subject to change. We'll see. I did try out the two cars out of the six that I like the least from like first impressions. But yeah, I definitely put the 2JetZ at the top still. Studebaker's cool. Gonna be a cool drift slash rally car. We'll see if it has enough power to drift. And as far as rallying, I think it might be fun for like those off-road style of races. Chevy, we'll see. It might be good for racing. I doubt it's gonna be good for drifting. It's a really small, compact truck that does have 1,300 horsepower, so it could be good. We'll see. We will see. Let's jump into the Nash Metropolitan next, and let's see how this car goes. All right, so this one's got a little bit more in the customization department. We're obviously gonna go with that stock look that this homie made for us. I'm not sure if there's a way to like back. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's a way to like back out and get like the stock look of a car. And you guys are probably like, Pikckyy, you are dumb. But we're just doing it this way. All right, we're just gonna do it this way and call it a day. This one, like I said, is kind of the show pony of the whole ordeal. This is the one that they have been kind of displaying on the front cover of most of this stuff. It looks like most of the car mastery awards for all of these cars are like relatively the same. I don't think they changed from car to car too much. V8 racing V8. Okay, we'll put the racing V8 in just for the horsepower. All-wheel drive again. We'll put a supercharger in there. This is looking to be a little bit more of a higher horsepower build than the previous cars we've looked at. I'm thinking really like little upgrades though. Some of these have very little upgrades, and then I think the Studebaker had quite a bit of upgrades, but they all have very different upgrades that you're allowed to do. Like very different upgrades. Some of them are missing certain things. Some of them have other things. All of them seem to have roll cages, which I usually don't use, and I will take off when I drift. Don't you worry. But I'm just putting them on there for the time being, just for aesthetics and to slap all the upgrades on there and let you guys see them in their raw beauty. Vintage race tire compound. Say no more. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Yeah, there's probably, I was gonna say there's like probably zero chance that this is going on. You gotta look at the cosmetic things just in case. You never know. I clicked way too fast to see the horsepower and stuff like that. We'll pull it up though. Don't you guys worry. Calm down. Don't you worry. Let's check it out. 1,300, 2,200 pounds, a little bit lighter this time. Okay. 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. Okay, cool. So this one's actually a little little bit more interesting. This one's got 1,300 horsepower, like I said, and it's actually about 1,400, 1,500 pounds lighter than the previous car we just tried out. A little bit cooler from that first-person view. That nice racing V8 sound. Oh yeah, it's quick. This one's definitely gonna be a fun car. I think this is gonna be a good drift car. I gotta be honest. Got those vintage racing tires. Oh yeah, we're already sliding. Okay, way too much understeer once again, but this is gonna be a fun drift car, guys. 100%. It's already sliding out. Those nice vintage race tires. Maybe we'll have a little fun with it, and we'll try to do a drift build with the vintage race tires on. We'll do a drift build series with the vintage. That'd be cool. That'd be a lot of fun. I think we'd have a blast doing that. This is a cool car. I really like this. I like the steering wheel. Love the dice, obviously. I mean, if you hate on the dice, you're just a hater. You can't hate on these dice. Look at this. This is a cool car. I like this one. I think this is why they used it as kind of like the show pony type of deal. And the 2Jet-Z. They use both of those. Don't get me wrong. I don't want you guys to be like on me like, oh no, they were showing the 2Jet-Z. They showed both of these quite a bit. These are like the two cars on front. And surely enough, they are the cars that feel like they put the most effort into and are really enjoyable, and the coolest looking, coolest feeling to drive. But yeah, let's jump into the Ford F5 Dually Custom, the Rat Rod. Let's give that a go next. So for this one, it really does have the vibe of those two Hot Wheels like Rat Rod style cars that are already in the game. It's kind of like a mix of the two. As for how it's gonna feel, I'm cautiously optimistic. I don't know if this is gonna be like a really fun build, or if this is just gonna feel like every other Rat Rod. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Rat Rods that are in the game as they stand for Hot Wheels. A lot of people really aren't, to be honest. I mean, sometimes it's one of those things where like people get them and they don't really drive them ever. They do look cool though. This is a really cool paint job on it, and they do look cool. So I'm hoping they drive as well as they look. But I don't know. They've never really been that special. This one does have different upgrades. We've got different upgrades going on this one. A little bit of influence. This is cool. So you get 8,000 influence right out of the gate for only 4 skill points. So that's something to keep an eye out for. You get a little 20% extra drift skill for 3 skill points. It's cool skill points on the dually. I'll give them that. Getting 8K just like that for 4 skill points is awesome. Always awesome when cars do that. Racing V8, of course. We'll throw all wheel on it. I will, like I said, all of these are getting reverted to rear wheel drive and getting turned into drift cars, no doubt. So far, this car actually looks a lot better than the other ones in the game right now. I mean, it could be the paint job doing it quite a bit of justice. I mean, it does come in like a rusty paint job stock. That's not that appealing, to be honest. I've always kind of liked the more modernized vintage cars, like the rebuilt and like, I don't know, the word's not, I can't think of the word, but not like refurbed, but like the cars that are, I mean, the same concept, but I know that's not the word for it. I've always liked cars that look like they have like the new feel to it, but they are older, like that type of deal. And obviously the paint job being matte black and all that stuff with the lightning kind of looks a little bit more modern on that old style of car. So I don't know if that's doing the car justice, but we shall see. Oh, I don't really want to put race tires on it. I feel like that's disrespectful. We'll put drag tires on it. Widen them out a little bit. Wow, that gets big. That gets, wow. It doesn't not look good, but it doesn't look good. I'll go bigger in the back because I think that looks cool. Maybe we need a little bit bigger in the front though. Sorry guys, ignore my OCD. I think something like that looks pretty cool. Alright, let's install this. We'll take it over the drag strip. 1,351 horsepower. That's cool. I do want to check the weight on it real quick because I'd like to see how this weighs. If it's light and it's fast, then we'll get the best of both worlds. And it'll probably be a really good drag car. 3,900. So it's a little heavy. It's a cool car though. I mean, we'll see. Let's try. I don't want to tune cars, but I will drop the tire pressure on this thing and see how it rips. We'll shorten up the gears. I'll drop the tire pressure. Just real quick drag tune for you guys. I mean, that's kind of what this car is going to be used for anyway, let's be honest. Drop tire pressure a little bit, drop the gearing. Okay, so looks dope from the back end right out of the gate. That's cool. Wow, really cool. Really cool interior too. The steering wheel is kind of like an X. Like this is centered right now. So that little red thing doesn't end up on top. It ends up in the middle. Let's hit a quick little drag. It's got a really long, it feels really long. It's interesting. It's definitely a weird feeling. Let's give it a go though. Quick little drag car. I mean, I'm not the best at tuning, but we might have ourselves a fun little rat rod drag car right here. I like that. You guys are gonna have a lot of fun with this. It actually surprised me. This definitely exceeded my expectations of what it was going to be. There's no doubt about that. That was fun. It grips really hard. Obviously, we changed the tune up a little bit. Slams through those gears. Really fun. The Racing V8 sounds amazing. That's fun. I think you do a little bit of tuning on this thing. I think it's gonna be a fun car. Yeah, I like this a lot. That definitely exceeded my expectations. It actually is something cool. If you guys notice the little X bar on the back with the skeleton, it seems it has like this X theme. So on the back right here, you can see it's got this little X bar, and when you look at the steering wheel, it's an X. Yeah, same thing. I don't know if they meant to do that. I don't know if the person who actually created this car, because as a lot of you guys probably heard, especially if you watched my Series 32 video, these are competition winners for the Hot Wheels Real Car Championship. They're basically like a real car that's supposed to have like a resemblance of what a Hot Wheels car would look like. And then all of these are championship contenders or winners. So I don't know if the designer, like the person who made this car, went for that X theme on the steering wheel or on the back, or if I'm just looking way too far into things, but it's actually a pretty cool concept. I really do like this car. I think it'll be a fun little drag car with your friends. You guys could do like a whole rat rod drag race. Like maybe we'll do that on stream someday. I think that'd be really fun. All of us tune up our own drag cars and stuff and let them rip on the drag strip and just rat rods and stuff. That'll be fun. All right, so let's do a little refresher of where we're at right now. 2Jet Z, really cool. Nash Metropolitan, really cool. Studebaker and Chevy are, they did not exceed my expectations, but they also did not go below my expectations. They are pretty much level with what I expected them to be. Ford F5 exceeded my expectations. Very, very cool, fun car. I think it's gonna be great to drag in, and gonna be a lot of fun. I didn't have high hopes for it being a rat rod car, but I don't mind it. And now let's jump into this final car. For the final car, we have the 1969 International Harvester. I'll tell you, I know I spoke about my expectations. I'll tell you what my expectations are for this. I think that this is going to be a potentially faster or slower version of the Mercedes and Volkswagen trucks that are already in the game. It literally looks like a copy paste of those cars, or of those trucks, not cars, of those trucks, but with a retro theme on it. But it basically looks like a straight copy paste of that same general design. It doesn't have the big engine sticking out of the back from what I can see so far. I don't know, it could. But it's pretty much the same design as those two, especially the Mercedes. No, Volkswagen too. No, it definitely looks like both. Oh, I did see the engine in the back. It looks like it's in a little bit of a different place, but it still looks like it's, yeah, okay, so the engines on the other ones are a little bit more back here, I believe. So this is more of like a mid-engine type of deal. I don't know, it's cool, but I think this is more so just like a retro copy paste. I don't want to diss Forza by any means. It just looks really copy pasta. Let me actually show you guys real quick what I'm talking about, so you guys aren't just like, what is this guy blabbing on about? It looks like the Iron Knight, you know, similarities. Obviously it's not identical, similarities. And then if we go through my millions of cars, not millions, I'm just messing with you. If we go through all these cars and we slide on over, I can't do alphabet. I went past it. If we slide on over to the Mercedes, it also kind of looks like this. Obviously the wings are a little bit bigger on the Volkswagen and the Mercedes, but this is the same engine placement, kind of the same front end type of deal. It looks like they used it as a template. That's all I'm saying. It could be better, could be more fun, I don't know. That's all I'm saying. We'll do racing V8 again. Oh, V8, that's cool. All-wheel drive, yeah. Supercharger, you gotta. All right, you know, upgrades are mediocre as usual. It can't really change too much. I feel like they're very limiting on a lot of these upgrades. I think the only one that wasn't was the Studebaker. I think that was the only one that really gave you kind of full access to the upgrading panel of things. This one's got a little bit in this section. Put some drift springs on there. It's got drift and rally springs, and that's it. So you are either stock, drift, or rally in a truck. Weird. Roll cage, I don't think it's gonna change much. We'll just save the weight. Now. Hit some weight reduction on there. Why don't we just drag this thing for fun too? Because I had fun doing that with the F5. So let's put, ooh, vintage race tire compound again. Gotta love those vintage race tires. Everybody's gonna love that. I think that's gonna be a big deal. A lot of people really dig the vintage stuff. If you look at the Alfa Romeo 155, that skyrocketed to 20 million because it had its own special tires. People love the tires. Forget putting Forza stuff on this. That wing's tempting, but no, I'm not gonna do it. There's definitely people who are gonna do that, and that's kind of where it starts to get that Mercedes look. Don't tell me I didn't warn you. Don't tell me I didn't warn you. They got the Forza wing in there. It's got 1,361 horsepower. They got the Forza wing in there, and it really gonna start looking like the Mercedes or the Iron Knight, man. You put that wing on, it's gonna look like it. Let's check out the upgrades real quick. Just about the same. Pretty much the same across the board for those. Let's hit a little bit of a drag tune just for fun. Just for fun. Slam tire pressure down. This is a little drag tune lesson for you guys. I'm not the best at making drag tunes, but I have made them before. You shorten up the gears so you can crank through the gears faster. You put drag tires on it. You drop the tire pressure, and then you obviously are gonna mess with other stuff. But that's like the initial main stuff you need to do in order to get the car to drag. Looks cool from this angle. A little truck action. Very small steering wheel for a truck. Not what I expected, to be honest. Especially on a retro truck, I feel like steering wheels are very large on old school trucks. They obviously didn't have like power steering and stuff like that, so they had to have like a big wheel you can get a hold of and everything. I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I kind of know what I'm talking about. Let's straighten up. Ooh, it's quick. 1,300 horsepower, like I said. We'll actually check the weight right after this. Might have gone a little too short on the gears. No, maybe not. It's quick. I mean, it looks like it started to. It looked like it started to plateau at about 150. I mean, I'm sure it would get higher, but it looked like it started to plateau at 150 towards the end of the drag strip. Weight-wise, 2,600 pounds. Hold up. So you're telling me that this truck weighs 1,500 pounds less than I'm pretty sure the Rat Rod did, like, because the Rat Rod was like, what, 3,900 pounds or something like that? And unless the majority of the cars in this pack, the truck weighs less? Really? Really? It did feel pretty light. But man, that's weird, dude. Pretty much all of these are about 1,300 horsepower to sum things up. This video is getting kind of long, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Yeah, I really like the pack. I mean, I dig it. I'm not gonna diss it. I'm not gonna say, you know, it's bad or amazing or anything like that. I think it's fun. I think it's a cool little pack. I think you guys are gonna have a good time with it. I think it's worth checking out if you know have $10 laying around. I think it's got some really fun cars in it. The 2JZ International Harvester, the Nash, and the F5 all slightly exceeded my expectations. Studebaker and then the Chevy are kind of mediocre in my opinion. I don't think that they're that special, to be honest. They're kind of what I expected them to be. But yeah, it's a cool pack. I'd say it's worth the money if you have the money. It's not if you don't. It's nothing to lose sleep over. It's not going to make you guys any money in game. I know that's a primary focus of my channel, so if you guys wanted to know that information, there it is. I don't think it's going to make you any money in game. It's not worth spending $10 to get in-game money anyways, especially with all the other methods I provide. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna do a drift build series for every single one of these cars just for fun, and we're gonna be playing with them on stream sometimes. So come check that out. If you guys haven't, go check out my TikTok, check out my Discord. Thank you so much for the support, and like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys later.